We've reached our destination.
You sense one of your pals, Hootle?
I see plenty of ruins around here, too. It must have been a big town bustling with people back in the day.
For Crown Contest participants, places such as these are but vectors for the astral energy they pursue. Similar to that windmill, for instance. Discourteous, aren't you?
Annihilation!
Here I come! Flash! Swallow blade! Dragon! Sword Rain Alpha! Bloody holiday! Resonate with the earth! I can carve through armor! Stalagmite! Here I come! Damn it! Scoot back! Stand back! I'll trip it up! Sword Rain Alpha! You're mine! No further!
Annihilation! One more! Flame and fury!
I'm not done! Demon Fang! Take this! You're on! Time is up!
Ready!
Elusive deity! Demon Fang!
Far enough! Make it
Lightning
rain!
thrust!
Kizara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! Not a chance!
Do it!
Elusive deity! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
I need to be stronger.
Do you think this is one of the places where the Dark Wings and Almeidrea fought?
I wouldn't be so sure. This place appears more ravaged by time than combat, even if there are signs of destruction. It would likely have taken place during the Great Conquest of 300 years prior.
And ever since, it's been a breeding ground for Zeugles, I guess.
You guys want to rest here?
A dead end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
I can't believe there's actually an underground harbor here. There are even boats docked.
I only see Dahnans. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almeidrea. You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me, or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set, and we'll set sail. This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Dahnans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Dahnans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Till then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up. So good. You all right?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Dahnans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Dahnans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Dahnans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective, from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, Even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Dahnan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Dahnans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shionne.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Dahnans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almeidrea?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegis.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegis. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almeidrea did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almeidrea do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Renna really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almeidrea resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Saar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almeidrea. Was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almeidrea, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cyslodia's Dahnans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Saar has people like Deadeye. But then there are people like Law and Shionne. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almeidrea. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almeidrea when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shionne mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shionne's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almeidrea's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Dahnans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Dahnans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Dahnans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shionne.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dahna. Always.
And now? Well...
Look who's up! Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almeidrea.
Shion, I want to thank...
You... what brought this on?
What you said helped to calm me.
Don't mention it.
Now that's what I call a ship!
Yeah. The biggest one in all of Mahag Saar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelzelik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almeidrea plans to do from here on out? Now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out...
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
This might not be the best time, but if you have a minute... That mask of yours, it was shattered by a blow from Balseph when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought I was a goner.
Balsef's brute strength was in a league all its own, yet half the mask remains. It's remarkably durable. Too durable to be Dahnan in origin.
Shion said the same thing. As if the fact I was wearing it meant there had to be more to me than met the eye.
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared what might happen when I lose the remaining half. Then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more.
Only he who first faces the night catches a glimpse of the dawn.
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything.
Like this should be easy. Bring him down! Take this! Front!
I'm the true gunslinger around here.
The everlasting negative
Do it!
See what I can do!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! Now!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Demon!
Yeah! Tiger Blade!
Hurricane thrust!
This one's
Thrust! Ignite!
Here's a healer!
Demon Fang! I owe you one!
Shield and
Take
face!
this! Demon Fang!
Lunar
Explosive ring!
Mega Ray!
I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Beyond camp!
One more!
Stardust! Lunar Rondo! I'm ready!
Annihilation! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
Not strong enough!
Engaging! With the earth!
Blaze so hard! Gemini Aqua!
Dragon Swarm!
Tell me, have you ever considered your purpose in life?
Fall back!
Graviton!
Try harder! My turn! Fire support!
It's almost in a blind. Split it open.
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
You're primed and ready! Into the shadows!
Sword Alpha! Elusive deity! You picked the wrong fight!
Here, let me Where are you going?
Dragon Swarm!
Mega Ray!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. Got it! That went well.
Are you okay? You're not too tired, are you?
Nope, I'm fine. Let's keep moving.
Out of my way! Dragon Swarm! Heal! Rising Wyvern! How about this? I owe you one. I'm not done!
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Stardust! Denied! You're finished!
Searing
Reload! You're finished! Demon Fang!
Lunar corruption!
I'm ready!
I'm falling! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! Now! You're mine!
Going in!
Demon Fang! Strike! Lunar Rumble!
This one's mine!
Rising!
Crescent move!
Demon Fang!
Into the shadows!
Demon Fang!
Blazing meteor!
Dance in the wind! Here I come!
Green bait.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Rending you
It's
apart.
time! Eat dirt!
Mega Ray!
Demon
Make it
Fang!
rain! Get toasty!
Bird Strike!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Let's see what you've got.
You have spirit! Take the Demon Fang!
Piercing roll! Is it in the... You think that shield will
Rising
save you?
Wyvern!
I see one, eh?
I never miss!
Soaring Light Spear! Rising Dragon! Demon Fang! It's over!
Tiger
No
Blade!
further!
I'm ready!
Kisara! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Here's a healing
Now!
arc!
Resonate with the earth! The enemy wields our
We'll soon see about that!
Resonate with the earth!
Dragon Swarm!
Stalagmite!
Ready to go! Rending you
Try harder! Bloody alive! Eat this!
Behold! The earth's hope! Tectonic fission!
Denied! This one, their arcs were interrupted.
It's in your hands.
You're mine! Stay away from my
This
friend!
one's mine.
I'll
Shield and face!
Rising Falcon! Try harder! No chance! Strike! Demon Fang! Here I come! I'll smash you! I'm ready!
Astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
Rondo! Soaring light spear! I'm ready! Here I come! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! My turn!
Radiant Blood here!
Switch Rondo! Rending you apart! Rising
Not
Rondo!
in your dreams!
Resonate with the earth!
If it's in the sky, it's mine! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
Everyone's still in one piece? Hey,
Let's see what you've got. Now you'll learn!
I never fit!
Take it! Test on the wing! Demon Fang!
I can read your moves like a book.
Here I come! Dragon Swarm! Sword Rain Alpha! You're mine! Burn in hell! And take that!
Make it rain! Kizara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! Now! Crush! Dragon Swarm! Have this! Demon Fang! I'll smash you! Blind you like shield!
Make it rain! Don't leave! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
I feel sprightlier than before.
No choice! The rebel! Falcon! Dragon Swarm! Sword Rain Alpha! I'm going in! Got you now!
Shield!
Eat damn it, Bennett!
This one's mine!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Make it rain! Astral energy! Full throttle!
My turn! I'm not done! Back! Rondo!
Shield and
deity! Eagle Ray! Take this! Slash!
Radiant
Dragon
Blood on the
Swarm!
side! This one's
Lightning
mine!
Thrust!
I
Mirage!
never miss!
No escape! Negative gate! Dragon Swarm! Sword Rain Alpha! Bloody Harvest! I can carve through armor!
Glacial Spear!
Brutal! Take this!
Freeze Lancer!
Take this! Switch blade! This one's all mine! Negative gate! Resonate with the earth! Ignite!
It's weakened!
Dragon Swarm! This ends now!
That's it!
Rising Wyvern!
Tiger Blade!
Mirage! Take this! Swallow
This
Blade!
one's mine.
Demon Fang!
Tiger Blade!
Crush! Demon Fang! Stun! Ignite! Eagle Ray! Soaring Light Spear! Right!
Tiger Blade!
Crush! Begin! Demon Fang! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
onward and upward. Never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from, but this is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
An opponent like this should be easy. Swallow Blade!
Healing Circle!
Right to their range for that.
Ready to go!
Carve through armor! My shield!
and mace!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Where are you going?
Take this! Stardust! We're not finished! Rising Falcon! Swallow Blade! This time!
Make it rain!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! My turn!
Go!
Lewis, get! Luna Rondo! Rising Falcon! Swallow!
Do it!
Well!
Demon Descent!
Flashing Fang! Nice hit! Dragon Form!
Here goes!
Far enough!
Freeze Lancer!
Here I come! Hurricane Thrust! Rising Gale! Demon Fang! You are caught!
Power of water!
Bloody howling!
Barely a blip on our radar. That enemy looks strong. I bet it'll be worth our while to fight it.
Gotta break through! Here I come! Dragon Form! Sword Rain Alpha! Here I come!
These ones can burn rings around us!
Demon Fang! Try harder!
I can carve through
My turn! Damn it! Too fast! Dragon Form!
I'll trip it up.
Sword Rain Alpha! Tiger Blade! Luna Rondo! Thunder Touch! Take this!
Bloody hell!
It's on! Burn in hell!
Do it!
Meteor!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! Now! Take this! Demon Fang! New escape!
Dance on the wind!
Annihilation!
How about this? Rising Wyvern!
In a bind?
Luna Rondo!
Ready!
One more!
I never miss!
New escape!
Make it rain!
Sword Rain
Red
Alpha!
out! Astral energy! Full throttle!
My turn!
Annihilation!
Blind you with a shot!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Annihilation!
You're mine!
Time to shine!
Resonate with the earth!
Spear!
Stalagmite!
Radiant here!
Shattering! Rending you apart! My exploits are bearing fruit.
These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zeugles the Renans usually keep around.
Indeed. I believe it's safe to assume these were used in her experiments.
They certainly look as twisted as her.
Even here. This is...
I remember seeing instruments just like this back in Estaluva Forest.
Looks and smells like some kind of medicine.
Whatever this place was used for, I doubt it was anything of repute.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
The rebels! Stop them!
Not in your dreams!
Rising
That may prove a thorn.
Ignite! Got you now!
Going in!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for you truly! That's my cue!
Shut him down! My feeling is...
Do it! This one's got your name on it!
Acid to acid! My turn!
Searing flame!
I'm not
Going in!
Demon Fang!
This one's wrong!
Demon Fang!
Searing flame!
Try it!
Get away! I'm out of ammo!
Explosive ring!
Can't get out of this!
I'll heal you all! This one's
Dragon
wrong!
Form!
I'm ready!
Demon Fang!
Thank you!
Do it!
You're going! In an instant! Impact Clock! Not a chance! Everlasting Get this one's all mine!
Negative gate!
Soaring Light Spear!
I'm ready!
River!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Now! Here I come!
This one's mine!
Burn in hell! Sword Rain Alpha! Denied! Rending you apart! Bloody howling! I can carve through armor! I'm not done!
Searing
Dragon Swarm!
And that's my will!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Flare Tornado!
Take this! Lunar
This
Roar!
one's mine!
Hey, here I come!
Bloody God! By the power of
Take
water!
this! Mirror Kick! Try harder! Marker! Strike! Sword Rain Alpha!
Flaming Meteor! Where are you going?
I'm not done!
Can you take
Soaring
it?
Light
It's
Spear!
time.
Rising Falcon!
Scream,
Eat
bathe,
this!
and blood.
Tiger Flare! Go! I'm only getting lightning!
No further! Flaming Flow! Mirage!
Searing Steel! Reload!
Here I come! Bloody Flame! One more!
Tiger Blade!
Take this!
Negative
Gate!
I'm gone! Anything in order is all mine! Tiger Blade!
Elusive Demon!
Not on my watch!
Hitting Severing Wing! Take this! Jolly! In an instant! Impact Claw!
Together, there is nothing that can stop us.
Indeed. As one, we are unrivaled.
And that is our greatest strength.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Mirror Escape! Demon Fang! Take this!
It's a duel of the arts! Going in!
I'm not done!
Flying freak! Enemy wheels off too.
You'll soon see about that!
Denied!
Being interrupted.
You're mine! Demon Fang!
I don't have much left.
My turn! Lunar Longo!
Here!
Mirage!
Armor won't save you!
I'm not done!
Can't get out of this!
It's on! I'm not done! You picked
Make
the
it
wrong
break!
ship!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Not a
It's in the
chance!
sky is mine! Where are you going?
Rising Falcon!
Make it break!
Severing Wing! You're mine! Mirage! Win! I'm ready! Soaring
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
A barrier. That may indicate Almadria is near.
Then we've got to find a way to get through somehow.
Let's see if we can find something that'll release it.
is that huge flower-looking thing up there? Is that the ship's engine?
Indubitably. As one might expect, large ships require large engines in order to sail.
And if we destroyed it?
We might well sink the ship. Who knows if we would be able to escape before that happens.
Almeidrea sure has been busy since the contest began.
This isn't Almeidrea's doing.
You mean she didn't build this?
The body, yes. However, my guess is that the engine comes from a starship.
A starship? As in one of those vessels used to go to and from Lenegis?
Correct. The technology employed on Lenegis and in starships is more advanced than anything in our daily lives. Almeidrea may be resourceful, but she could never produce an engine like this on her own.
You mean to tell me we've got even bigger enemies waiting for us up in the sky? My head hurts just thinking about it.
Don't worry about that for now. Just focus on taking care of Almeidrea. What's this thing?
Let's see what
Here
you've got.
goes!
Engaging!
Demon Flame!
Take this! Demon Flame! Here it comes!
Take down their defenses!
I see one, eh? Demon Flame! Locked and loaded! Shoot him!
Going in! Take one more!
Demon Flame!
It's almost too strong!
Split it open!
Be my guest!
It's on! Eat this! We're not finished!
Ready and wait! Lunar corruption!
Fight shield! I'm ready! Come on!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! They've really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
It's in the sky it's
new
mine!
melody!
You're mine!
I can only rely on
Execution!
They really don't give up, do they?
Now you'll learn!
Luna Rondo!
I never miss!
No further!
Glacial Prime!
Win! Going in!
Forward! I'm all set!
Hitting pile driver! Win! You're mine! It's on! Luna Rondo!
Make it rain! Jade! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! My turn!
Flame of Fury!
I'm trying to enjoy thing!
Glacial Spear!
Here I come!
Kizaru! Go for it! Prepare to crumble!
Seems about right to me.
Not today!
Here, let me help!
I'm not done! Demon Fang!
Here, let me help!
Here I come! Strike! Demon Fang!
Tiger Blade! Gemini Aqua!
Take this!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah!
Pummeling
to me! Right, here goes!
Demon Fang!
Far enough!
Severing Wind! Start up!
Freeze time to die!
Armor won't save you! Right deal? Severing Wind!
Fury!
You're on!
Where are you going? Make
I'm
it
not
rain!
done!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! Now! Here I come!
Rending you
Demon Fang!
Bloody
howling!
Here I go! Do it! Astral energy! Full throttle!
I'm pretty worn out.
Want to rest up for a bit?
Go!